In August of 1974, a boy was born. A boy so literally destined to achieve absolute averageness that he could only ever achieve his goal. Then, after some time had passed, the boy discovered he liked drawing. Drawing was great. Drawing was cheap. All you needed was a pencil and some paper. And you didn't have to draw good things as long as you were actually just making a mess on a nice white piece of page. But this boy drew geometric-y things. He liked stuff that was round and he liked stuff that was square. So he drew enterprises and aircraft carriers and boats and planes and things like that. In 1984, something came along that reaffirmed the young man's passion for art and doodling and scribbling and making a mess. These things were geometric, square and round, brightly coloured, easy to draw, exciting. Came in a cartoon that you could watch every week with a story and characters to learn. You could copy the voices. You could also watch a very strange man in day-glow clothing beating small children over the head with a very, very pink fluffy hammer. This was on Whack-A-Day and this programme was Transformers. Transformers was a bit of a smash. Transformers was probably the epicentre of toy buying for the 1980s, alongside possibly G.I. Joe that never really hit over in the UK. But Transformers did. It was massive. Everywhere you went was Transformers and everything you bought was Transformers. I had Transformers. And so did my brother. So between us we had not just some, but definitely lots. It became a bit of a subculture and I wanted all of them. Birthdays and Christmas were definitely filled with Transformers. And because I was a boy with an imagination, and because I was a boy that liked to transfer that imagination onto paper, putting it onto paper was a way of making the imagination come to life. We've got a toy in my hand. That's the ultimate way of making it come to life. It got even more fascinating, and as things went by we suddenly hit 1986, and in 1986, being a boy with lots of toys and an imagination and a fetish for Transformers and a love of watching cartoons, as most children do, came a film. By which time I'd got out of Transformers. I'd discovered that strapping wheels to your feet and skating around the streets was good fun. I'd discovered that girls had funny things on their chest that there's a fly around my head, which is probably going to ruin my video. I discovered that girls had wonderful things underneath their t-shirts that were very nice, and one day you didn't know why, but you just knew that you had to touch one. Life, as you can imagine, changed quite considerably. Girls were chased, skates were skated, teams were joined, sticks were broken, fingers were smashed, teeth were lost, and generally it was a good time. But the momentous occasion that happened in 1986 that all of the rest of my fandom seemed to be so enamoured with passed me by. I didn't know about the death of a red robot truck. I didn't know about these things, and as time passed by, I got a job, I earned money, I tried to be a grown-up. But all my life there was just something that set me aside from everybody else, in that I never let go that little part of me that wanted to draw toy robots. I always wanted to draw aeroplanes, and I always wanted to play with toys. And then after a while I bought some Star Wars. And I just bought some bits and bobs, and I bought some models, and I painted some kits. And I got back into it slowly but surely. And then, one day, while searching for a present for a friend of mine's child, enough time had passed, I saw one of these. This this happened. Something that the moment I saw it, I absolutely knew I had to have it. Something that evoked such a memory of high, squeaky, maniacal voices, laughing, shooting lots and never hitting anything, that as soon as I saw it, I thought, it's not the Starscream that I remember, and I don't know anything about Transformers, but something tells me I have to have this. Something that had all the things I adored when I was a kid. Something that just made me feel 10 again. And then a movie came out, and then a cartoon came out, and I found myself more and more getting into the world of geekdom, Transformers, fandom, whatever you want to call it. But there was one thing that I missed, something that I missed that was quite prominent, which was a film in 1986 that I never got round to seeing. So I bought it. On the day that I bought that, I went to HMV and I bought a copy of Transformers the movie for $3.99 on a crappy boxed cardboard, paper covered crappy DVD that definitely looked like it was made by a Chinese man in his back room while running off 500 copies and walking around town going, "You buy DVD?" And in that was one character that I knew I had to have. And now, thanks to a man with a great big beard and a large fetish for complaining about stuff on video, I now have it. Unicron! The single greatest Transformer toy I think there's ever been. The one thing. The single toy that I always wanted to buy. But I never knew I wanted to buy it, which was the beauty of it. To see this in a cartoon and then to want it, but know I was never going to have it because these were expensive. These were expensive to buy. They didn't make them anymore. They didn't fit within the budget. They weren't something that was an acceptable purchase. Until you become hooked on the plastic crack, that is. And then after that, all I could think about for quite some time was, I must have this toy. And then I saw one. Or rather, I didn't see one. I had a conversation with said man with a large beard and said to him that all I really want, my holy grail, the one toy that I would like to buy is a Unicron. And while this isn't the colour of the one from the movie, this one's an awful lot more angry looking and could definitely smash Cybertron with his mighty fists of evil dwelling power. So yes, I am hooked. I'm completely hooked. I am a Transformers fan. And I will keep being a Transformers fan for as long as it's appropriate. And if I do ever have children, no, they can't play with them. They're my toys. Go and get your own. Or I'll get them for them. But basically what I'm saying is, I'm a Transformers fan. I have the Holy Grail that I wanted. And for the first time since I got back into it in 2007 properly, I really feel excited about it. I've been drawing, I've been rewatching G1, and I think I'm asking for some of you that watch the videos that I watch, and for some of you who I watch your videos, to do a video yourself of what happened. Why are you a Transformers fan? How did you get into Transformers? Why do you love them so much? And put it up. Make a video. Be out, be proud. Say, I'm a Transformers fan and this is why. And I look forward to seeing some of your video responses. SMS number 1, Transformer fan.